and welcome to Frank's View. You guessed it, I'm Frank. Now, I decided to make this channel because I keep seeing on social media a lot of people kind of just like arguing with each other about what news is good, what news is bad, what one platform is saying, what the other platform is saying. And I think it's all propaganda. That's just my view. Now, what's crazy is a lot of the stuff that I find it on their own platforms, but online. For whatever reason, they decide that on their TV shows they just don't want to talk about whatever, whether something was really good or something was really bad. And when you go to their pages online, sometimes all the way in the bottom, for some reason, a little corner, it might be a link or something, and you just click on it, and there's the news that they didn't talk about. Now, I ask myself, why do they do that? Actually, I'm asking you, why do they do that? I don't know. But I started to think that perhaps that is why almost half the country do not trust the media anymore. So I'm going to try to gather as much stuff as I can from the left, from the right, Democrats, Republicans, up, down, forward, backwards, whatever you want to call yourself. I just call it news that are unspoken. Now, why did I start paying attention to this politics stuff? Everybody that knows me knows that I just don't follow politics. However, that changed not too long ago. I remember when I used to be in the military, you could not go on any installation and not find whether it was CNN or MSNBC always on. And even though I've never been that type of guy that's always watching the news, I could see that they will be talking about what's going on here, what's going on there, around the country, around the world, and everything like that. But for some reason, in the last few years, everything kind of changed. And that's really what brought me in and to check what's going on. I mean, they were no longer talking about what's going on in, I don't know, China, Russia, whatever. They would just be talking about how bad it was that the former president was wearing a pair of socks that did not match. Okay? And how much they hate so and so because he farted in an elevator. And I mean, how could he? He didn't think about everybody else around him. So that's what kind of brought me into paying attention to what was going on. Now, it worked. Now, I'm not here to tell you that, whatever happened, the election, this and that, hey, it's already done with, move on. However, that's what brought me to start this channel. Now that the new president is in there, it seems like he's kind of backtracking in a way, as in not keeping his promises. Now I get it. It's only been what? We're only into the second week. So I mean, give the guy a chance. Maybe he'll get to you on time. I personally don't think so, but I mean, I have been wrong plenty of times. So maybe. However, there's a lot of groups that vouch for him or this administration and pretty much got him the win. And they feel abandoned now. They feel like, hey, you used us, we got you in there, and now you just forgot about us. That could turn out to be a problem in the future. Now, let's talk about some of the groups that keep hitting the mainstream with things that, I don't know, they make him sound so evil. talk about the new white supremacist group rising called the Proud Boys. White supremacist group? I mean, think about it. Most of the whole group across the states, it's not just in Florida, there happen to be Hispanics, African Americans, and yes, there are white people there too. But what is the new spin on the mainstream media? They are a non-white white supremacist group. Okay. Now let's talk about BLM. Now, when the group first come out, that movement, I was all about it. I'm like, you know what? I understand. I really, from right here, understand. What this group is preaching about, and because they were 100% right. However, somewhere along the line, there are all these groups causing all this chaos in the name of BLM, but if you pay attention, there's more white people than anybody in there chanting Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, and all white people are evil. But while they show these videos, pay attention. Out of maybe 100 people burning anything, there may be 3 people that were not white. Keep that in mind. Now let's talk a little bit about the virus. Now, don't get me wrong. My heart goes out to everybody who has been affected and lose a loved one. Is definitely a tragedy. But the governments, not just here, but around the world, don't you think that they're using this as a method of control? I mean, think about this. Just 2 months ago, there was all this, oh, there's all these positive tests, and there's 400,000 people that died of COVID alone. Now we have a new administration, and hey, we're gonna get rid of this type of testing because it's showing too many false positives. And now, as in last week and forward, people are dying of many different things, but not COVID. Think about that. Now, going with the virus and everything, it brings me to financial help. Now, they're promising all this money and all this stuff. Let me explain something to you. And I know you know this. As soon as we close down pretty much the country, every small business has been closed. Most of them closed forever. They will never come back. In the meantime, all these globalist people like Amazon, Walmart, and the likes, they're raking all that money in. Think about that. Now, let's talk about the stimulus. I am blessed to say that I don't need it. However, I'm not a hypocrite. I know there are millions of people that need this money desperately. So desperately that they are now getting all together to trying to gain some money from Wall Street. But I don't want to talk about that yet. Uh, Now, the latest news is the stimulus checks will not even hit the house until March timeframe. Now, let's think about that for a second. The government, the all powerful government, has to make the people wait for a little bit of financial help. But they were able to impeach the former president in a day and a half. You think about that. Now, through the whole campaign in the beginning, this administration campaigned that they were going to end all the fracking and everything because they care so much about the environment. Okay, that's good. Then they changed and said, oh, no, 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 there will be no fracking. I mean, there will be fracking, I'm sorry. There will be fracking, 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 fracking. Well, ask all of those people how they're doing now. The people in the oil industry. Now, because of the whole virus situation, there has been too many people affected by it. So, do you remember, being at work and some of your coworkers, you guys got together and maybe put $2, $5, and then everybody went and buy all these lottery tickets together, with the dream and the fantasy to win. And actually, some people did win like that, and that is awesome. So, what is the difference between that and what's going on right now on Wall Street? Now, the last things I checked this morning, and I know it started last night, the news about it, but I actually seen it this morning. Uh, Congress is involved, and they're, you know, trying to see if this was legal or not. Hmm. So as long as the elite stay here and don't come out on TV crying, like I watch a couple videos of billionaires crying on TV, why can the little people rise up like that too? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Wall Street guy, so I really don't know. But it's just things to think about. This video was more of a rant, trying to get everything out. And after this video, everything that I will be talking about is current news. And I will tell you not only where did I get them, but I will provide links in the comment below so you could check them out for yourself. Now, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video as much as possible. That way you could help me and my channel grow up. Thank you, and God bless.